So, best class setup right here. Cobalt Knight Edge Rifle, Tech 9 or Torch Judge or whatever pistol you want. Melee doesn't matter. 2 smokes, banana claymore, elite crown helmet, python vest, beta gloves, and the sapper shoes. Best setup. Okay, too long, didn't watch. That is the best setup. So, I'm going to be talking a little bit about what I view to be the best free-to-play class setup you can use in ranked for the Rifleman. And this is probably the 3rd time, maybe 4th time I've recorded this video. The first couple times I tried to make this video, I did all classes in one video, and it turns out that's a terrible idea because it takes way too long to talk about this. So I'm just going to jump right into it. For the Rifleman, the top 3 weapons that I'd recommend if you want to be playing ranked as a free-to-play player is going to be number 1, the Cobalt Kinetics Edge Rifle. The Hera Arms is available in shops. That's going to be option 2. You can get that for 15,000 crowns. And option 3 is going to be the F90 MBR, which you can rent for Warface dollars using the mechanical boxes. Unfortunately, the only way you can get this gun permanent as a free-to-play player is if you save up 175 credits through your login rewards and buy the Guardian contracts, or sorry, the Peacekeeper contracts for 175 credits. And if you do that, you'll also get the H-Car, and the H-Car is actually quite a decent weapon to use in ranked. Don't underestimate the H-Car, but I'm not going to be talking too much about it. Another good option, but one that I don't really recommend, but another good option is going to be the AK Alpha. That's another free-to-play Rifleman weapon. It has quite difficult to master recoil, and it doesn't have the best headshot or limb multipliers, making the effort to master the weapon pretty unrewarding. And for the most part, I would not recommend it unless you just don't have anything else, and you also want to waste a lot of Warface dollars trying to get it. Apart from those weapons, the Sigrai is going to be the best vendor unlock weapon. Let's see if I have a Sigrai here. I mean, I don't really need to show it to you guys, you know the gun. If you don't have that, the best Warface dollar weapon is going to be the the best Warface dollar weapon in the shop is going to be the Type 97, which you can get permanent here, and or the MSBS Radon, which you can simply rent in the shop. Pretty cheap. Or you can also get this MSBS Radon, the Impulse MSBS Radon, through contracts. Again, pretty cheap. Now, secondaries. For secondaries on the Rifleman, I like to use something that's close range. So Tech 9 is probably better than the Judge, but Tech 9, very good weapon. This gun's actually fantastic. Its hip fire is really, really accurate, which is really strange for an automatic pistol. So Tech 9, excellent weapon. Another great close range option, but one that takes a little bit of a getting used to in order to use effectively is going to be the Torch Judge. Let's see if I have one here. Sure they have. Okay, whatever, I don't need to find it. But Torch Judge, Tech 9, those are going to be my favorites to use on Rifleman. Other great options are going to be things like the MPA 930, I believe. There it is, 930 DMG. This is basically like a baby Tech 9. If you have the Stechkin or the Glock, which was available for free-to-play players through ranked, but you could get the rank 15 and you could get the Cherry Blossom Glock, or you could also get, I believe, the armor or the Phobos Stechkin. Can't find it here right now. I've got a lot of goddamn secondaries, but the Phobos Stechkin was also available through ranked. I would recommend those. If you're lucky enough to get an R8, that's also a great option. This was given about 4 times over the new year, I believe, last year. And the Idol R8, this was given in ranked at least twice, I think. And it's even, I think, back in ranked. Oh no, sorry, the Chitin R8 is back in ranked right now. So you have a lot of options for secondaries. Just use whatever you like. But I do want to take a little bit of a moment to talk about the M1911A1, which is, in my opinion, a often overlooked and incredibly powerful secondary. I think I might have skipped over it there. Oh no, here it is. Really high damage, really high fire rate, really fast reload speed, a nice magazine, but amazing multipliers. The multipliers on this M1911 are so good. It has a 6.0 headshot multiplier. You'll be getting headshots across the map with this thing, Unfortunately, it doesn't have a sight, so you need to be a little bit precise with the iron sights. But anyway, those are secondaries. Melee weapons, they don't matter. Just use whatever's stylish. I've got a nice selection from all my rank ones. Frag grenades, just use the default. But I do want to take a moment to talk about these frag grenades, because not all frag grenades are created equal. The mischief grenade has like a lot of sound to it. It's really annoying in ranked, and it's a bit like a flashbang, but without, you know, the flash. There's also some grenades that don't have a bounce noise. The snowball, for example, is completely silent when it bounces and can make it a little bit harder to detect. And there's also a couple grenades that have this sort of special fireworks effect, and they can act like a miniature smoke grenade, kind of, you know, so you can sort of slide past an angle and then toss this grenade to make sure no one's looking. But for the most part, the default grenade is good enough. Smokes, use 2 smokes. For God's sake, please do not use flashbangs. Flashbangs are almost always useless. They are just no. From my experience spectating players playing the game, almost none of them use flashbangs effectively. And even when they do use flashbangs effectively, they're just not that effective. They make almost no difference. The flashbang protection you can get is just so strong, the flashbang effect disappears instantly. Don't use flashbangs, use 2 smokes. Again, not all smokes are created equal. There are a lot of great free-to-play smokes, just use whatever you want, it doesn't really matter. But the gold smoke has a noise to it. So all these other smokes are silent, but the gold smoke actually has this kind of tinkling when you're inside of it. And this tinkling noise is great because it can obfuscate some noises, and it can help you plant silently as well if you want to try plant silently. There's also a smoke grenade. I'm not sure, I can't remember off the top of my head, but some of them change color when they're about to run out. And some smoke grenades also have like special effects, like little little things that come off the side. So you can see it there, little things that come off the side, or sparkles. Let's see if I can remember which one's the sparkly one. I think the Morion is a sparkly one. Yeah, so you get these little sparkles, and those make the smoke grenades just a tiny bit more effective than the default ones. But again, it doesn't really matter. Use whatever smokes you want. Claymore, definitely be using the banana claymore. The banana claymore, you can buy 10 units for 50 crowns down here. Super effective. Every class can use the claymore. Definitely use the banana claymores. They are very strong. And if you're lucky enough to get some Christmas gift boxes, get those as well. Ammo pack, doesn't matter. This is just what I use because it's the best one for PvE. Okay? And that's it. That's all I need to know for weapons and gear. Now I'm going to talk a little bit about the armor. And okay, so we just got done talking about weapons. Now we're going to take a little bit of time to talk about armor. All this stuff is going to be free to play. I'm going to talk a little bit about other armors, but whatever. So, when I'm making an armor setup for the Rifleman class, I'm looking for 4 things. First is explosive protection. Right here, 30% with the Python vest. Damage reduction, again 10 points per hit with the Python vest. Either mine detection or mine delay. I have that in the form of the sapper shoes here. Mine detection by 3, or delays activation by 3 seconds. And sprint speed. Again, with the sapper shoes, you get 10% sprint speed. Now, explosive protection is needed so that grenades don't one-shot you. Damage reduction has a massive impact on overall survivability. A great example of this is going to be with SMGs. So with most SMGs, the minimum damage of an SMG is about 35. And the range of an SMG is about 11. I'm going to just show you here. So with the A and B, it's about 11. Kind of goes up and down around different SMGs, but usually it's about 11. After those 11 meters, the damage really quickly falls from the max damage, which is listed here, very quickly down to 35. And if you have a vest that decreases damage by 10 points per hit, that 35 is actually only going to be doing 25 damage per hit, which means that the number of bullets an engineer needs to kill you rises massively. Okay, so you pretty much always want to have this decreases damage by 10 points per hit. For Rifleman, the minimum damage is usually around 57. For the edge rifle, it's 57. For the F90, it's 57. For the AK Alpha, it's 57. For the Sigrai, it's 56. For the Type 97, I think it's 50. Correct me if I'm wrong. But it's still going to contribute towards a slower time to kill and overall contribute towards your survivability. So you always want to have some damage reduction. The next is either mine detection or mine delay. This is so important, partly because engineers are very popular in ranked, but also because, as I mentioned earlier, every class can now use a claymore. So every class is now a threat on the front of claymores. Okay, so you need to have either a mine detection in the form of a helmet, or a mine delay boots. Okay, sapper shoes delay mine activation by 3 seconds. There is a boot for the Rifleman that delays by 2 seconds, and I just want to say that 2 seconds is not enough. Okay, if you're using 2-second delay, you're still going to be killed by anti-personnel mines. So 2 seconds is not enough. You need at least 2.5, I think, is the limit, and then 3 seconds is obviously a little bit extra, which is nice. And the last thing, again, like I said earlier, was sprint speed. Okay, so sprint speed is probably not the most vital thing, but something that I personally rely on quite a bit. So having a sprint speed of at least 10%, like here with the sapper shoes, allows you to reach some key angles and do very fast pushes before the enemy can counter at the start of the round. And it's something that I use quite a lot. Okay, now if you're lucky enough to have the Halloween helmet, which was available for free-to-play players over Halloween, you got this great detects enemy mines bonus. The radius of that is out to 10 meters, so really far. If you want to use different boots, but you don't want to sacrifice mine detection, you could use the sapper helmet. The problem with the sapper helmet is that you don't have any. You only have 20% headshot here, head protection, and you don't have any of that flashbang protection, which can be a little bit annoying sometimes, even though flashbangs are still terrible. But yeah, hopefully you're lucky enough to have the Halloween helmet, so you're able to get some mine detection that way. And if you don't have it, keep a lookout for all the Halloween stuff that comes out every year at Halloween. But other than that, you should keep using the Elite Crown helmet, because you're going to be able to get some health regeneration on top of having a nice 70% headshot protection. Okay, oh, and then also, if you're lucky enough to have the Hidden War vest, this is just a better version of the Python vest, so use the Hidden War vest if you have the Hidden War vest. There are some alternative vests, but they're all seasonal. You know, like the Christmas vest, again, it's a seasonal vest that's very good. You get explosive protection, you get the damage reduction, you get a bit of extra ammo. That, even just this vest is not as good as the Python vest, okay? So use the Python vest if you're a free-to-play player, and if you're lucky, use the Hidden War vest, okay? Gloves are personal preference. You can essentially use any glove you want. However, be sure to have hand protection on your glove, okay? There's a lot of gloves with hand protection. Hand protection is very, very, very important. I'm not going to go into why, but it's very important, okay? It's going to reduce the amount of damage you're getting by quite a lot. The way hand protection works is that if a weapon has a hand multiplier of 1.0, 20% protection is going to bring that multiplier down to 0.8. So essentially that person is going to be doing 80% of the damage that they would normally be doing every time they shoot you in the arm, which is a huge deal because people get shot in the arm very, very often. And I also want to point out that the Warlord gloves, they do not have hand protection, okay? So don't use the Warlord gloves in ranked. Be sure to use so I recommend the beta gloves. But yeah, I mean, you can use any gloves. Another good option is the Elite Crown gloves. You get a bit of reload speed. The beta gloves are nice because they do that 20% reload speed, but they also do extra recoil and, you know, extra melee range if you want to get stylish. Sapper shoes, the only problem with these sapper shoes is that they don't give sprint distance, right? And that's going to be my segue to talk about the body skin. So right here, if you haven't noticed already, I'm actually using a free-to-play body skin. And this is a body skin that gives 40% sprint distance. Huge bonus, massive bonus. You can get these for free for rental. And you can get them by going into the shop and opening either RPD custom boxes right here. And you can get the exosuit here, or by opening Type 97 boxes. And I think these two, yeah, this one's CSF 40%, and the one I have on right now, the Paragon Squad, again 40%. Very useful. And those are extremely good if you are not lucky enough to have any of the seasonal battle pass skins like the Gorgon or the Blackwood or the well, yeah. So just use the free-to-play body skins for a sprint distance bonus if you don't have, or if you aren't fortunate enough to have some of the seasonal skins. You could also try to get the Peacekeeper set for the 175 credits, and that'll give you a nice 60% bonus, so, you know, very strong. That about wraps up the video. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys learned something. Hope you guys can use this in order to be a very viable player in ranked. I'm going to go back to the Python just to finish this off. And I'm going to go back to the Tech 9, if I have one. There it is. So, best class setup right here. Callback 9 Edge Rifle, Tech 9 or Torch Judge or whatever pistol you want. Melee doesn't matter. 2 smokes, Banana Claymore, Elite Crown Helmet, Python Vest, Beta Gloves, and the Sapper Shoes. Best setup. Okay? Too long, didn't watch. That is the best setup. Goodbye. See you next time. Next video coming out. Gonna be talking about the medic. Bye bye.